The Chest of Gold and the Ladle of Destiny. It was a still, moonlit night when I first heard the tale of the Ladle of Destiny. Deep within the heart of the Whispering Woods, an enigmatic forest steeped in legend, there existed a treasure unlike any other, a chest brimming with gold, protected by an impenetrable magical barrier. For centuries, the chest had tempted countless treasure seekers, yet none had succeeded in claiming it. The whispers said it could only be retrieved by the use of a peculiar object, a long-handled silver ladle. At first, the idea seemed preposterous. How could such a mundane item, meant for kitchen tasks, succeed where brute force and sophisticated tools had failed? And yet, the tale persisted, told with such conviction that I couldn't ignore it. Intrigued and emboldened by curiosity, I decided to seek out the fabled treasure. What I didn't realize then was that this journey would test not just my strength and skill, but my imagination and resolve in ways I could never have foreseen. The forest beckons. The journey began with a map I had purchased from an eccentric trader in the village. The man, dressed in patchwork garments, handed it to me with a knowing smile. The chest waits, but so do its challenges, he warned cryptically. His words played in my mind as I set off, armed with little more than a pack of supplies, a torch, and an insatiable thirst for adventure. The Whispering Woods lived up to its name. Shadows stretched endlessly among the gnarled trees, and the wind seemed to carry faint voices, as if the forest itself were alive and watching. Each step deeper into its expanse brought a sense of both wonder and unease. The air grew heavier, charged with an unnatural energy, and the forest seemed to close in around me. After hours of trekking through the dense undergrowth, I reached the clearing. It was unlike anything I had ever seen, a perfect circle bathed in an unearthly glow. At its center stood the chest of gold, radiating an aura of allure and mystery. Surrounding it was a shimmering barrier, translucent yet tangible, pulsing faintly with a life of its own. It was clear that no ordinary means could breach it. The Ladle of Destiny. Near the edge of the clearing, on a stone pedestal, lay the object of legend, the ladle. Its long silver handle gleamed under the eerie light, intricate engravings swirling across its surface as though alive. Tentatively, I approached and reached out to touch it. The moment my fingers closed around the cool metal, a strange sensation coursed through me, a wave of warmth and clarity that filled my mind with vivid images. In that instant, I understood the nature of the challenge. The ladle was no mere tool. It was an artifact imbued with ancient magic, designed specifically to interact with the barrier and retrieve the chest. But success required more than physical strength. It demanded precision, patience, and an unwavering focus. The challenge unfolds. Positioning myself exactly 3 meters from the chest, I held the ladle firmly and extended it toward the barrier. As its tip approached the shimmering field, resistance mounted, as if I were pushing against a powerful current. A deep voice resonated in my mind, its tone both commanding and reverent. To claim the gold, you must master the balance between will and caution. Fail, and the treasure shall remain beyond reach. The task was deceptively simple in concept. Hook the ladle around the chest's handle and pull it through the barrier. But the execution was anything but. The barrier responded to every movement with pulsations of energy, making the ladle increasingly unwieldy. My arms strained as I maneuvered the ladle toward the chest, beads of sweat forming on my forehead despite the cool night air. A test of endurance. Minutes stretched into what felt like hours as I worked to steady the ladle, inching closer to the chest. The barrier seemed almost sentient, reacting to my efforts with waves of resistance that tested my resolve. Each time the ladle wavered or slipped, the voice returned, reminding me of the stakes. Steady your heart, for only those who persevere may succeed, it intoned. The words were both a warning and a guide, urging me to remain calm despite the mounting pressure. At last, the ladle's curved end hooked onto the chest handle. My breath caught in my throat as I began the arduous task of pulling it closer. The chest was heavier than I had anticipated, and every inch of progress felt hard-won. The barrier's energy crackled and flared, its shimmering surface rippling like water in a storm. The final push. As the chest neared the edge of the barrier, the resistance reached its peak. My arms trembled with the effort, and doubt began to creep into my mind. Could I truly do this? The voice spoke once more, softer now but no less commanding. The treasure is yours if you believe. Trust in your strength and the tool you wield. Summoning every ounce of determination, I gave one final, desperate pull. The chest broke through the barrier with a resounding pulse of light, landing at my feet with a heavy thud. The barrier dissolved instantly, its shimmering remnants fading into the night. For a moment, I could only stare in disbelief. The chest was mine. The treasure revealed. I knelt beside the chest, my hands trembling as I lifted its ornate lid. Inside was a fortune beyond my wildest dreams. Gold coins, sparkling jewels, and intricately crafted artifacts that seemed to glow with their own inner light. The sight was mesmerizing, and for a brief moment, the struggles of the past hours melted away. But as I gazed at the treasure, the voice returned one final time. You have proven your worth and claimed your reward. But remember, great fortune comes with great responsibility. Guard it well, for others will seek what you now possess. The weight of wealth. Carrying the chest out of the forest proved to be an ordeal in itself. Though the ladle had served its purpose, it was of no help in transporting the heavy treasure. Exhausted but elated, I emerged from the whispering woods and returned to the village. Word of my success spread quickly, drawing both admiration and envy from those around me. While many marveled at the treasure, others eyed it with suspicion or greed. Protecting the chest became an unending challenge, as thieves and opportunists sought to claim it for themselves. I began to understand the true meaning of the voice's warning. The gold brought not just wealth but also burdens, responsibilities I had not anticipated. Reflections on the ladle. In the years that followed, the ladle remained with me as a cherished keepsake. Its once magical properties seemed dormant, but it served as a reminder of the journey I had undertaken and the lessons I had learned. The chest of gold, though life-changing, was not the true prize. The experience itself, the trials, the triumphs, and the understanding that came with them, was the real treasure. Even now, the tale of the ladle of destiny continues to be told, passed down to those with the courage and curiosity to seek out its secrets. And though the chest may now lie empty, the legend endures, a testament to the power of perseverance, ingenuity, and the belief that even the most improbable tools can achieve the impossible.